Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. I know all that subconscious programming. Happy now, of course. Now is great. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now, it's the only moment that exists. I'm talking about these little holidays. Matter of fact, and Sonic Griffin, what's up? Is my audio good? I know the screen blanking in and out. I get that. Apologies, but it's just more so of me talking and not y'all really necessarily seeing me. But I'm gonna work on that though, because you do want all your stuff to be working well. But want to get into balance. What's up, Joshua James? What's up, bro? Your stuff is on the way. West Combs, what's up? A cult of personality, what's up? So beautiful, what's up? What's up? In fact, one of my new practices right now is, toning it down on the crystals that I'm working with and with in one moment. So all I got is my little new piece of lapis. It's been a while since I had some lapis. Got my lapis. Got my little one piece of ruby. I also got my working with my tourmaline and hematite. So we working with these. The Saturn energy. Saturn Claus is coming to town. All these different holy days, our holidays, is in connection with planetary transits and portals opening, gateways opening. We got this solar eclipse coming. I think the only people that's gonna really be able to see it is like people around Europe or Asia or like Australia, Africa, somewhere. I think Africa and Australia, like that lower hemisphere around there, they'll be able to see the actual moon blocking out the sun. But that's what the solar eclipse is: the moon blocking out the sun. And always remember, this the external aspect of it is a external physical representation of the energetic aspect of what's going on inside of you. Right now, excuse me, y'all. Matter of fact, just finished eating my last cheat meal of the year. Had some shrimp fried rice that my little nephew cooked up. And again, I could just feel about that love energy, you know what I'm saying? Because matter of fact, even thinking of like a mama, because matter of fact, we're dealing with the moon energy, the new moon, and also again, eclipse, meaning the moon in front of the sun. And the moon energy is connected to that Cancer energy, that energy of being loving and, dealing with family, dealing with the family, you know. But I was definitely like, you know, and realizing too that little balance of, not being extreme. Of course, we're gonna be, doing certain things where we may grow away from our family in some way, form, or fashion, but still, having that balance of, connection. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not being on the extreme of like, oh man, I'm not, because again, like everything deals with balance and not being judgmental. You know what I'm saying? And it's being judgmental if you feel like either one or two, not only being judgmental but also like a form of weakness in the sense of like, oh, because somebody else eat a certain way, I can't deal with them. Or they gonna throw my energy off because they eat a certain way. If you feel like anything externally could affect what you got going on, that's a lostness right there within itself. you know and what else I was saying? The external aspect, and I'm saying not being extreme with the family, but just embracing the whole situation. Like again, yeah, we understand the whole history and the aspect of Christmas of like it being used to be something that's harmful to people in that sense of it. But again, It's making lemonade out of lemons, being an alchemist and knowing how to deal with certain things, because this is all, a part of our human experience anyway. We come down here on a human experience. Yes, we're connecting with soul and spirit, what I'm saying, through our human experience, but it's a human experience nonetheless, and we're just not letting our, humanity in the sense of the ego, overpower our spirit, and also, just find that perfect balance, quote unquote perfect, but that balance within ourselves, mind, body, and soul. As a matter of fact, that's something I want to speak on, the balance of the inner hierarchy. You know, we don't want the stomach ruling the whole body, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was up to the stomach, you'd be, or say for our taste buds, our stomach, but if your taste buds rule the body, then you would always be eating unhealthy, and that would throw off the other organs and parts of the body. Or if the liver controlled everything, in the sense of it, if it was like, hey, everybody listen to me, you never would have no fun and get you a little sip every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything has its balance, if the brain ran the body, then all you would be eating is walnuts and blueberries, because it just want to be powered up, and again, that as above, so below, as within, so without aspect, you know. And matter of fact, I hear that those sirens in the background. I know a lot of times it points to like something being urgent, you know. And for myself, I know it's urgent for me to, you know, be more in line with the aspect of just trusting the universe, like being more, like stop feeling like I have to try to control things, in which I feel it dissipate more and more as the days been passing, Because another thing too, as much as we don't want to, again, like externalize the aspects of, astrology, you know, the energies. Let's just say again, pointing it towards what's going on inside of us. You know, you still want to have reverence and respect for those energies. And again, like having the balance of the inner hierarchy. You know, there is a hierarchy in the situation, but still oneness. Everything interconnect, just like the bodysuit. Again, that's why it's the perfect example. Because here it is, you got the stomach, the lungs, the taste buds, the eyes, you know, the brain. They all got their unique function, but yet they don't have an ego over each other. Because if the stomach was like, oh, it's all about me, you know what I'm saying? Just deal with me. Then that would throw other organs off. Or if the intestines was like, hey, it's all about me, that would throw the other aspects of the body off. So, again, realizing that hierarchy, and at the same time the oneness within it, because that's another thing we're coming into, is stepping into, you know, the that oneness aspect, and really realizing how everything is interconnected, and and there is no, trying to control things, but more so just getting in the flow of being aligned with, your inner self, and hence the aspect of the solar eclipse, is tapping into our subconscious and our inner emotions, you know what I'm saying, like the energy and motion inside of us and the subconscious energies, and also too tapping into the magic and imagination, which the magic basically is us tapping into like all that, your emotions, because how you manifest things is by truly being in alignment with, your emotional intelligence, like really, really, authentically expressing your emotions, is how you tap. Because if you acting like everything is all good when your emotions really, well, really emotionally you want to express otherwise, you're not gonna line up. Like if you act like, oh well, my little fucked up car is just all good, this and that. If you don't really discuss, like, man, you know what, I really would like a new car. Like my true emotions authentically is I would like a new car. If you don't express that, then how would the universe line you up with, that new car, if you disguising or masking your emotions? So you gotta be, truly authentic about your emotions. And that whole aspect with the solar eclipse, again, is the moon coming in front of the sun. the sun is connected to, again, like external stars, you know what I'm saying, or like the illusion, the sun connected with the morning star. Well, it's more so Venus, but the son of God, and the aspect of like the daylight is like what you see with your external eyes is more so like a part of the illusion. But when we say illusion, again, no good or bad, right or wrong. The sun is what it is, and more so the energy of the sun just is what it is. So dealing with this solar eclipse, it's like the true inner emotions is coming out, and also with magic is knowing ourselves to the fullest. So it's going deep within our subconscious, like really really tapping into our subconscious mind and seeing, you know uh how to heal certain traumas that may be, uh you know, for lack of a better word, taking us out of alignment with our destiny. But, healing certain traumas, and also making sure we're programming, like, deprogramming and reprogramming our subconscious. Because, again, our subconscious runs on autopilot, of lining us up with, our destiny. Because, again, it's more so alignment than actually, like, everything was basically already created on our soul contract. The creator aspect uh was kind of already set in place, and we're just vibrating that frequency out, later on the human aspect of it. And that's another thing too, in connection with people talk about the Saturn moon matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, the Saturn moon matrix, and you see how it all comes together too, because it's like Saturn, what the new moon is in Capricorn. Capricorn deals with Saturn, deals with the quote unquote devil card or Satan. You know what I'm saying? But Saturn again gets this bad rap when it's just that strong teacher, that really, allows for us to work out these karmic energies, and karmic energies is cause and effect. And matter of fact, that's why again, Chronos, in Greek mythology, eats his babies, but in the essence of how time, you know, eats away at us within this reality, you know what I'm saying? And that's all interconnected, but it's all, just expressions of energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, as an energetic expression, it's, all these different mythological stories end up turning into mythology, or should I say end up turning into characters, because they have the best way for, for people to, receive these concepts. And then as it get passed down, some people truly understand, and that's how you get quote unquote the Illuminati or whatever, where, you know, some people start to, keep up with the true understandings of it, while they kind of fed other people these aspects, in a kind of twisted falsehood, you know what I'm saying, to make people actually worship these energies, instead of realizing like these energies exist inside of you, you know what I'm saying, and the hermetic principle of, law of correspondence, as above so below, as within so without. The universe is a reflection of what's inside of us, and vice versa, you know what I'm saying, like, it's a symbiotic relationship. But yeah, the Saturn moon matrix, like Saturn helps us to deal with, releasing that karma and creating a new slate, a new causes to create new effects. And you say new, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better word. And then the moon energy, connected with our emotions, because matter of fact, uh, one of the things that, in essence, you could say that the only thing that we may have control of is how we respond. So how do we emotionally respond to what's going on in our life is what set the tone. The tone is a vibration, you know what I'm saying? What set the tone for, what goes on later in life, in that sense of it. So that whole aspect is what's going on right now. Again, and it's not about getting caught up or stuck into the, zodiac signs to that extent. Embracing the energies, because it's an energetic representation, you know, that expounds outwardly, you know what I'm saying? So it all has its, what's up, y'all? Merry Christmas, y'all. What's up? Yeah, yeah. It all has its, its connection. And so again, with balancing the hierarchy of things, put uh, say for instance, being able to honor the truth of hierarchy within every, yeah, we got it. Being able to honor the truth of like the hierarchy of things without the human ego, again, because there is, again, like this realm is like kindergarten through 12th grade, you know what I'm saying? And it's being able to honor these aspects, because again, like you put your big boy and big girl pants on and realize, like, you gotta step in. Well, I say you got to, you ain't gotta do nothing necessarily, but understand that it does, even, even with interconnectedness and oneness, things in this reality do have like a certain hierarchy to it, you know what I'm saying? But not nothing being better than the next, but a hierarchy nonetheless, And again, these concepts get taken in misconception and turned into, people creating hierarchies from a human ego aspect, you know what I'm saying, of belittling people or putting certain people on a pedestal. Now, it is what it is, what some of us do embody, you know, a strong energy that's connected with, with that primordial mother energy, but still within that, it's not for you to have a human ego, because same thing with being royalty, you gotta have a certain level of, reverence and respect for all that is, because you understand that it's all one and interconnected. So you know what I'm saying, so it's a balance with that and having discernment. You know, some people may use the word judge for the word discernment. I use the word discernment, and for me, judging means something different. But stepping out of a place of judgment and being more discerning, like aligning with that heart chakra and having a certain level of discernment. You know what I'm saying? And also again with the ego aspect, like understanding our ego, because everything has a positive and negative aspect. There are aspects of our ego that are negative, but then there's aspects of our ego that is healthy. Again, I always use the little Terrence McKenna joke, you know what I'm saying, of like, you got an ego enough to know that when you get hungry, to stick a spoon, in your mouth instead of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it does exist on a healthy level, and that's, it's to, not necessarily kill the ego, but just not letting it, you know, not letting the human aspect of the ego get into a unhealthy place, and overruling the spirit, in that sense of it, you know. But again, there's no good or bad, no right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? And none of this, and we're dealing with that internal mother energy. Again, that's back to the magic, knowing ourselves to the fullest. Also with the moon energy is connected to imagination and intuition. How we imagine things. Because when your eyes close, that's how you can really see, what you're creating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, some people can, like, I could picture certain things in my head with my eyes open, but with your eyes closed, you could really, tap into your imagination. So that, and that whole aspect of what it is, like the home aspect, again with that Cancer energy, the home, the family, tapping into the emotional aspect, you know but that's what boosts the alignment with our destinies, because also there's no longer anything hiding, you know what I'm saying, like there's nothing hiding due to external illusions, like with the moon going in front of, again, the solar eclipse, you know what I'm saying, it's not, oh, the solar eclipse outside of you as much as the solar eclipse going on inside of you, you know what I'm saying, like the the moon energy is blocking out that sun energy of, like, the sun, how you try to show yourself to the world, how you try to express yourself in your, quote unquote persona, you know, uh, that's being pushed to the side or being in the back of the moon, you know what I'm saying, where the moon is in front. It's really about embracing our inner subconscious energy, because that's where, again, magic in the subconscious. Hollywood, wood from a holly tree for a magic wand, and movies program your subconscious, like it's all about the subconscious, point blank period, like that's what it is, and that's the deeper essence of, you know, like if we want to talk magic again, it's like tapping into our subconscious, doing our subconscious healing, removing these blockages from out of the subconscious, from out of our chakras, you know, and aligning ourselves with our highest destiny. But we can't do that if we're lying to ourselves or, you know, are trying to, paint this facade of like, like spirituality is all about looking good all the time, and I'm always smiling. Like, no, sometimes you're gonna fucking frown. Sometimes you might get angry. Sometimes, and all those emotions are valid. I spoke on that in my emotion video, and like all emotions are valid, from sorrow to sadness to complacency. If that was one, or something, being bored, I think was one. You know, feeling worry, even fear. Again, we don't allow for fear to, overrun. We're stepping into a place of courageousness, but it does, has its validity, hence why we wouldn't be able to, again, have the experience in this sense of if it didn't have, those poles of positive and negative, you know, and realizing that neither one is good or bad. Even if, again, we're aligning ourselves to be more, uh, to reflect more of our positive state of being, it's still an understanding of that connection with negativity, and negativity is not bad in that sense of it, So, again, tapping into that energy, not chasing the external stars, tapping into your own energy, inner energy. That's why I done spoke on it certain times and let people know, like, hey, it ain't about trying to follow me. Like, I'm not your guru. you know yeah, I may express things that may help you on your growth, but it's about you tapping into, what I'm saying, to your own inner energy. At the end of the day, you want to be connected with what's inside of you. What's up, everybody? Scooby Doo. I'm not in the sense of it where I don't label myself as one, but I always say I eat as healthy as possible. Like, that's my thing. I'm not a vegan, but I eat as healthy as possible. Cause to call myself vegan, that would mean like I would just never, ever, 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 ever eat anything outside of being a vegan, and that's false. But I can say, like, again, as I'm moving forward, because I have seen a difference in my production from, eating healthy, like, no longer getting sick now. And that's the thing too, though. Getting sick or whatever may be a part of your reality and a part of your experience in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? It may, for some people, it may be meant for them to, be a certain way. Now, at the end of the day, yeah, we understand that, yes, it's healthier aspects of being, you know, like not using prescription pills and stuff like that. But some people, karmic energy, we all experiencing different, you know, karmic energies and dealing with them a different way, and that's the understanding too. Like, to each his own on their walk, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing. You know, matter of fact, like my sister said grace today, and she brought up Jesus, and it was like, I'm so proud of myself to sit there and just, like, I still went inward and was like, not in that sense of it, but I get it, the Christ energy. Shout out to the Christ energy within. You know what I'm saying? But like, to each his own, because at the end of the day, you know we connecting as family, you know what I'm saying, and enjoying the energies of the day. Now, again, for some of us, we understand the deeper aspects of tapping in, so we still doing our candle magic. I got my candle lit, got my little altar together. Yesterday, I spent, other than the parts I was at work, spent most of my day saying affirmations and listening to binaural beats. You know what I'm saying? So, still implementing again, like our now heals our past and creates our future. The only thing that exists is right now, and simultaneously the future and the past is connected to the now moment. So like if I want to see something different in my now moment, then I have to start doing different in my now, not tomorrow, not in the next 5 minutes. Hence why I felt the vibe to do this video. Like I could, like, oh yeah, I'm start doing, aligning with my videos more, making sure I'm in alignment with it more, but not tomorrow, right now, and I let it come to me. I set the little time for doing the video, and when that moment came, you know, I'm here, so it is what it is. So, also just having a strong awareness of what we focus on grows, doing our affirmations, doing our visualizations, matter of fact, embracing our body, because I think a lot of times too, we get caught up in these misconceptions of, again, like trying to, interdimensional travel and all these different things. And yeah, you want to be able to tap into these things, don't get it twisted, but you're also here in this human experience in a human bodysuit, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not nothing for you to, run away from or be scared of. It's like the example of, like, again, like that's why connecting with nature, nature represents like the organic bodysuit. And just like our bodysuit, yes, the bodysuit is an illusion, just like the Matrix, blah blah blah. But but even though my body illusion, that don't mean I'ma just fucking like do some shit to to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, or to like this is a vehicle. I'm not just gonna run my vehicle into a wall. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's an illusion. Just because, oh, my car is not really me, so let me just run it into the wall. Well, then why did you even get the car in the first place? Because you chose to get this car, you chose to get this vehicle for a reason. And it's about finding out, why did I choose to have this vehicle? You know what I'm saying? And since since I'm learning about why did I choose to use this vehicle, maybe I should and put fuels in this vehicle that helps for me to be able to learn more about why am I here in this experience, you know what I'm saying? And again, to each his own on that situation, but that's the whole thing. And that's what I was gonna say for myself. Like, I experienced a difference, like, 'cause especially like from being an entrepreneur, like where it takes, like, for you to be in a high energetic state, like constantly, like, it can't be dealing with itis and trying to run your own business, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't mix. Now if there was a way for me to eat certain foods or eat whatever and then still be able to like operate on a maximum level with doing things, and by all means I'll be doing it, because that's another thing too, is like not being like the religious factor of like, oh, I'm gonna do this because people say to be vegan or the spiritual gurus say to eat, like, no. Of course it got suggested, uh like people like that may suggest it, and yeah, I picked up on it. Well, mostly I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't necessarily because at that point I didn't really have no books telling me to eat like that. I just felt the vibe of like, let me try, because I think I just probably heard of it word of mouth, like, let me just try to not eat meat and be, a vegetarian. I didn't even know what a vegan was. I'm like, let me try to just be vegetarian, and you know and then from there, getting a little cleaner, and then tapping into, came across the Power of Now book, and realized how to be in the moment, you know what I'm saying, and tap into the moment stronger, and just step by step, you know and as long as you have that thirst for knowledge, and realize too that, again, like the food card, like, never really knowing anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might read a book, watch some lectures, you know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, it's about you getting it from your own experience and tapping into your own inner gnosis. Now, again, some of us may be clear cognizant, where our higher self let us know, like, straight up, like, because clear cognizant is just what, like, clear thoughts from your higher self, just boom, You know, how I always explain it, like I would get like a paragraph of information in one little lightning strike. Bam, like this is why, this and that, or this is, like, yeah, this book is, the information is saying right here in these two sentences is on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that, you know. So yeah, of course we may have information that like like when we dealing with an external source, but we resonate with it strongly, or even catching that clear cognizant, like quote unquote thought from our higher self, giving us the thumbs up on the information. But even still, always wanting to go within as well, and go within, tapping in. And matter of fact, I do like a intuition integration visualization that I be doing. Like this a little figure eight for it. But like imagine a Merkaba in my head, the middle Merkaba in the Merkaba is like the Star of David or the Star Tetrahedron. Go look up a Star Tetrahedron to see what I'm talking about on Merkaba. And then I visualize this one like in my sacral area. But the sacral area, kind of like the solar plexus sacral area, is also considered like to be a sun as well. Uh, but the soul, the heart, it's in that middle. And I picture like again like a Merkaba there, Merkaba here, and a Merkaba in my sacral, and then I envision like that figure eight flow, like, and I visualize a flow of energy going in the figure eight from each Merkaba, bam, coming through, you know, bam, like, and just to help integrate the mind, body, and soul, basically. The soul being represented by the heart area, the mind, represented by the pineal area, the first eye, third eye, the Anya chakra, however people want to say it. And then, the body represented by the gut area, the solar plexus, sacral area. So that's a little meditation you could, a little visualization aspect you could tap into. But definitely again, like application, like you know applying what we learning, or what we get from the inner downloads, or what we read, or whatever, applying that information, you know is very, very key. Very, very key. Very key. But yeah, tapping into the affirmations and visualizations, definitely. But Christine. And see, I've been having to deal with that too, cause I want to make sure I'm not like, naturally I do have like like my voice is what it is. Like I'm not no person always be out, or how I had the moments, but making sure that, because when people say stuff like, oh, I love your peaceful vibe and stuff like that, I be catching myself like, bro, am I giving off that old fake ass facade? Like, hey, I gotta be peaceful when I talk to you, and you know teach his own on other people, what I'm saying, whatever, but just making sure I'm not being in that fakeness, of that aspect, and like really being genuine with expressing myself, and not just coming off as some little mamsy pamsy nice person, in that sense of it. But also connecting with our bone structure, with the Saturn energy, because Saturn deals with structure, and the bones also deal with DNA, because DNA is in our bone marrow and connected with the aspect of calcium. And I did a video. If you type in universal frequencies and calcium, or universal frequencies in DNA and calcium, it may pop up where I got a video, and it should be on my crystal vibrations playlist as well, and like maybe the last 20 videos at least, maybe, I'm not sure, but like where I talk about working with crystals that have calcium in it, you know because like the crystals with calcium in it helps to like tap into your you know, your DNA and RNA. Matter of fact, because prayer night, I think, is one. And prayer night is good for divination. Matter of fact, good for tarot card readers and tapping into that, you know, divination aspect. So, you know, is that you know, that energy is there as well again. And that's the whole aspect with the Saturn Moon matrix. You know, Saturn, you know, bringing up that karma, and the Moon dealing with our emotions of how we deal with it. You know, emotions are the Moon. You know, moving the waters. The waters is a representation of, you know, emotions. You know, representation of connection with our you know, with our intuition. You know, that's why, you know, dealing with, you know, altar work or stuff like that, or like when we're dealing with dreams, like putting a bowl of water underneath the bed or by our head in the pillow. I mean, you know, by our head in the pillow, not in the pillow. You don't want to put water on your pillow, but like having a water bowl by your head, you know, where you rest at or whatever, you know, to tap into that, you know, again, like that subconscious. Matter of fact, waters in movies, you know, like in the Truman Show, when I did my video about the Truman Show, if you type in Universal Frequencies Truman Show, it'll come up. And speaking on how Truman, you know, aka Jim Carrey character in the movie, like as he starts to realize that his whole life was like this fucking show that was being filmed, uh, he went out to the water, like he tried to escape by going out into the waters, out into, you know, the depths of the subconscious, into the unknown, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, and really going in, you know, going within himself in the sense of it, to get, like, going in to get out. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. You know, but again, with the solar eclipse, you know, like a lot of us gonna be seeing like all these like illusions of what we thought we should be, how we thought we should, you know, express ourselves, or what we thought was our sole purpose, you know, due to probably listening to somebody else too much. Because again, like all the external aspects are gonna get exposed, especially again if you've been like, even down to again, like if you fucking following my videos more than listening to your own intuition, that shit gonna break up. Where, you know, where you're gonna realize, like, you know, you gotta tap into your, you know, inner guidance system more. You know, hence with me toning it down with the crystals, because I'm like, I gotta be able to feel myself to the fullest. You know, so I'm taking more breaks of, like, you know, going without working with my crystals again, because everything in balance. You know, everything has its balance, you know, to the whole situation. You know, so again, all the little fake illusions, you know, the the aspect of how we present ourselves to the world, and that sense of it, it's all going out the window. You know, we're gonna really, you know, tap into, you know, what's really going on inside. You know, because there's an energy, like I gotta ask myself, you know, I know parts of the reason why, you know, like me eating the food, like eating the shrimp fried rice and stuff like that. You know, I gotta still question like my emotions, because yeah, I brought up like about the love and seeing my nephew cook for the first time. You know, that whole aspect. But, you know, again, still like asking myself, you know, like, you know, why, like, what's the full aspect of why, you know, I chose to eat meat today. You know, like, because again, that's another thing too. Like, of course, you know, solar eclipse energy and this solstice energy, you know, is again like energies that we have to have some type of awareness about, but just not to the sense of like where you just like feel like, oh my goodness, like if I'm not like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like trusting the flow of the universe, you know, because if I'm in a certain situation, it's for me to, you know, deal with it without judgment, you know, and be present in my moment with it, you know what I'm saying? And not, and just be observant, you know, again. And that's why, again, asking the questions like, why am I doing it? You like observe and like, you know, why do I feel like I should eat this? You know, why should I feel? Why I feel like I should do this? Why I feel like I should do that? you know. Because another thing too with moon energy, and again, new moon also that aspect. I always remember setting new intentions, stuff like that, and hence why the moon is connected to quote unquote magic, because the moon energy again not only connected to intuition but connected to imagination and connected to the subconscious, you know, and emotions, and again like how we respond to certain things emotionally is what creates that tone or that ripple effect of what what goes on later. You know what I'm saying? Because if you give off the emotion of, oh, I really like when my husband beat me up, then that will kind of keep you in that lesson loop, or just say that loop of your husband continuously beating you up, or your spouse continuously beating you up. If a woman beat up on her husband, however it may go, you know what I'm saying? Or if you respond by like, fuck this shit, I'm tired of this shit, you know what I'm saying? This shit makes me mad and angry. I'm tired of getting beat up, you know. But then if you respond like that, you'll have a different, you know what I'm saying? Like in that sense aligns you with a certain destiny, but that's basically it. And again, that food card energy, you know, and that Uranus in, because food card connected to Uranus. Uranus uh, is connected to the Aquarius energy, and Uranus is about being unconventional, being eccentric, being your unique self. And the only way you could be your unique self is again like going within, asking yourself why, like questioning, having an inner dialogue with yourself of why did I come here in this lifetime? You know, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Again, like this is hibernation time too. It's time for us to be, you know, being more inward than trying to overly work things out right now. You know what I'm saying? When you look at nature, like people, like the squirrels, like getting their little nuts together, or them got their nuts together, dealing for the winter time. Because matter of fact, squirrels do represent like that aspect of like saving your energy, or like preserving energy, because money is energy. So preserving your money for the marathon. You know what I'm saying? It's a marathon, and saving money, or saving energy, preserving money, uh could be from that aspect of dealing with it from like, hey, this is a marathon, and not from the aspect of like, oh, I'm scared that you know more money won't come, so that's why I'm saving. Like, no, it could be in the light of, let me preserve for this marathon, because I know more funds is gonna come, and then I could really put something here and invest in this project, or invest in this, because I preserve this energy for the marathon. So that's what I was talking about, the squirrels. Oh yeah, and the hibernation aspect and saving up. And again, back to trust. Because and trust and not being judgmental. Because I could have judged. Oh man, I ate shrimp. Oh man, now I'm gonna be slow, or now I'm gonna be unhealthy. Now I won't be able to tap into my inner mat. I could have, but I didn't. I'm like, bro, shit, my little nephew cooked this, and I'm, going in. It's like, trusting and knowing your power, you know what I'm saying, and not again like feeling like something external could affect you or throw you off like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole aspect of it, you know. Oh, matter of fact, I forgot that was what the rant started on. Like not being all like mamsy pamsy peaceful, you know. That's another thing too, though. Like watching that back door of like the egoic energy, like was never take anything personal, even compliments. And when I say that, that doesn't mean that you don't accept somebody's compliment. You know, like somebody say, "Oh man, nice shoes." Oh, bro, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, I already know my shoes fly. Like you don't again, like, don't take anything personal. Whether he said your shoes ugly as fuck, or whether he say, bro, that's the coldest shoes I ever saw. He or she or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, not taking anything personal. You know what I'm saying, is very key as well. On because again, I've been seeing that, and I had to, people was giving me compliments about my hair, like, and it was coming in on some, like, every time somebody would do it, it was almost like message, and so I'm like, all right, maybe I got like a low key little ego about my hair of like wanting people to give me a compliment about it or something like that, on some like ego shit, so again on some unhealthy aspects of the ego. So I'm like, I sat there and talked to myself like, look, I got my hair, I got my dreads because I love the way dreads look. I don't have dreads so people could come up to me and give me compliments, or so uh, you know, a woman could look at me a certain way or whatever, whatever. I'm like, bro, I got my dreads because I love my dreads. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I felt this change. I felt like a shift too as I said that. Cause that's again, that's the inner work, like that application. Like, all right, like seeing something, the universe speaking something to me, you know, becoming aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Accepting it, like, all right, I accept what is. I accept that maybe I do have like some type of ego about my hair. You know what I'm saying? Having that awareness, not placing no judgment on myself, having forgiveness, and then talking to myself and doing the inner work. You know what I'm saying? Of like, well, hey self, like, bro, look, this is just you. You know what I'm saying? Not doing this for like, hey everybody, look at my hair. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, and I never caught that one when I was in Venice, but that was a little aspect in Venice I saw, too, when I think about it. And I guess too, like, that's another thing when you tripping so much. Not say tripping like that, but like, like taking shrooms and like going on these trips so much that, and then being in LA is like way more potent in that sense of it. But like all these realizations coming to you so fast. That's another thing too. Hmm. Like, but all the realizations coming so fast that I'm not being able to pick up on, what it is I should even do with the realizations because, like, they're all coming at me like in a swarm. And that's another thing. Like, again, no rush and no procrastination. So, not being on the extreme of rushing and not being on the extreme of procrastination, like meeting yourself in the middle of just knowing that everything is aligned. Just do your best that you can in your moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, with being your greatest version, but there's no rush and also no procrastination. Because again, no rushes, no shortcuts. If you're rushing and trying to take shortcuts, you'll end up having to go back some lessons anyway because you thought there was a shortcut, or you thought you could try to rush to do this and then come to find out that even though that other little small step seemed like a small step or seemed like something minute and that shit was just tedious, it don't matter. Like, all the steps in the ladder count. Hence back to the aspect of like the emotional ladder, I spoke on, like where it's a ladder, from the negative emotions to the positive ones at the top of the ladder, and how you even be able to climb the ladder. Uh, you know, if some, all the steps in the ladder got to be present for you to climb up and down the ladder. You know what I'm saying? And the whole ladder is valid from the negative to the positive. Again, you're not being the extreme, cause that's another thing. Like, it's not about being in the extreme of like always. I'm always happy, man. Just everything's always happy, man. I'm always happy, man. Or like always, like, brothers just like fucked up and just fuck everybody and like fucked up, man. Fuck everybody. All this some bullshit, And I never acknowledge the fucking happy shit. Look at them happy motherfuckers over there, smiling all the time. It's like not being on the extreme, but you know what I'm saying? It's a balance, and again, that's very key. Again, just realizing the balance of the yin and yang energies. Again, no right or wrong, no good or bad, no judgments. That's the whole key to this aspect. Is it just me or is your camera glitching? It's just you. I lied. The camera is glitching a little bit, but yeah. What's up, Juggernaut Power? I don't know if Juggernaut Power, if that's you, sent me that donation, but it's greatly appreciated. Matter of fact, any and all donations greatly appreciated. You know, but yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, but that's basically it. I don't know what I was just ranting on. I want to tap into these cards. Matter of fact, and even with doing these cards, like when I do the Orisha ones, I'm a eventually read from the book too, but I'm gonna break it down from what I feel, the card mean, because I haven't read the whole book to understand it. Because what's fire about them, they do kind of have somewhat of different meanings, or at least the way the book articulates the meanings for the cards are very unique and kind of like, I just find them to be very on point. I don't know, for some reason, compared to like just the regular aspect of like these cards. Now we'll see if these cards pop back up, but I did a card reading about today, and the energies of today, and like the Aquarius energy again, like the Aquarius energy, the uniqueness, being your unique self, being that humanitarian, because you'll be a service to man, and again, when we say service to man, because that's just like the Kuan Yin energy, you know, service and humanity. Matter of fact, I've been connecting with that energy strongly, but like being of service to man by helping man to know that you're not just a man. It's not like being of service to humanity in the sense of keeping humanity in humanity. It's like being a service by, you know, uh, being that beacon of showing and speaking on the aspect of like, hey, it's more to this than just being a human, and it's a balance of the wholeness of being, because we are on a human experience, as well. But that Aquarius energy coming up, with the star card, feeling that, like then the hangman, just always again tapping into surrender to the universe, surrender to high self, you know, hangman getting enlightened, hanging upside down there, just chilling, what I'm saying, like trusting the flow. And the Ace of Cups, like being ace, like, being on point with your water energy, being on point with connecting with your inner water, with connecting with your emotions, your intuition, your subconscious, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the energies of right now. So when I pull these, like, I knew this was an accurate pull to the point where I held these cards and I wanted to, re-show them. But I'm even, we're going to chop them up and see if, what different may come up. But, you know, and again, the tarot cards are just, cause the Golden Dawn, aka like with Aleister Crowley. Cause again, it's another thing too. Again, it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? It's just like not making sure that you treat, external information as the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the end all be all. Matter of fact, I do tarot readings as well. So if you're interested in a tarot reading and to see like different formats, I do a 3 card format for $15, and I also do my 9 card feng shui format for 40. I'm gonna also implement a 5 card format once I kind of get good with uh, or just more so than I say good, get more familiar with my Orisha deck. I want to get more familiar with that. As a matter of fact, yes, there is a dog around me. Christina Williams. I'll write it down. My Cash App. As a matter of fact, my Cash App actually the link is underneath all of my videos. So if you go to an older video and click under the like you click the arrow to drop down the details of the video, I have all my information where you could actually well no it don't have a link but you'll see the name right there. If I remember I'll show it on this one too. Alright, cards. What are the energies for today? Speaking to collectively, not just for one person, not just for me. This is the collective. What are the energies for the collective today? Oh, damn. One more. Oh, wait. Feel like this is another one too. Let's see. What we're working with here. Oh, shit. Oh, man. If it ain't on point, bruh, I don't know what is. The food card. Now, again, uh, again, stepping into the unknown, like the food, like, bro, you don't know how dangerous it is to just be like, oh, la, on that cliff, you know what I'm saying? But that allows for him to be courageous, you know? You think about Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump didn't know that them bullets could fucking bust his head wide open when he was saving them people in Vietnam when he got his Purple Heart. He didn't think that me jumping like when he saw Lieutenant Dan on the dock when he was in his shrimping boat and he just fucking dove in the water, or he wasn't, or when Forrest Gump wasn't paying attention to the weather when he went go shrimping and they weathered that fucking crazy ass storm and end up like busting ass with the shrimp and becoming one of the best shrimping companies out there, you know, like like he wasn't, it's just that fool aspect, you know what I'm saying? Like not stepping into a situation with a preconceived notion, and again, the same thing with going in ourselves. Like, yeah, we are an aspect of the primordial darkness and that source, but that's what the actual, Kabbalah or the Tree of Life speaks to is that triple darkness going into ignorance in order to have an experience, you know what I'm saying? Hence, and the food card is also marked by the zero, you know what I'm saying? Like the void, being in that void and in that middle, you know what I'm saying? Like we got the five of wands, you know, in connection with that fire and spirit and dealing with the Saturn energy, and Saturn, you know, is gonna ask for that, that spirit, cause fire and spirit, it's like or should I say fire, like to burn sporadically, unpredictably, and Saturn like, no, cause fire don't really have boundaries, and Saturn like, hey fire, you know what I'm saying? you know, you're gonna have these boundaries, you're gonna be disciplined, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some structure here. You look at a fire don't have structure, so making sure we being structured in our structured, and more so it speaks to what I'm feeling is like the discipline aspect with the way we take our inspired actions, inspire or in spirit, inspiration, inspire in spirit. You know what I'm saying? The spirit is like the actions we take within the carnation, in this incarnation, I should say, because the soul could like my soul would be done moved on, but people still connecting with the spirit of universal. You know what I'm saying? Or basically like my soul acting out this incarnation, you know what I'm saying, playing out this energy. But again, that Saturn energy, just saying, again, like making sure you directing, again, affirmations, making sure your words on point, your thoughts on point, but more so again connected with your actions, and your actions that are in alignment with your spirit, you know what I'm saying, like what you feeling inside, having that inspiration, you know. So Saturn, like, hey, you know what I'm saying. Also, the Emperor, being on your throne, you know what I'm saying, mastering that Aries energy in a healthy manner, you know what I'm saying, like, cause the Emperor, you know, is for one Emperor, like the king energy, the masculine action. So again, back to tapping into the masculine action, but also too tapping into again like your energy, because the Fool card deals with, even though it's not Aquarius, it deals with the Uranus energy and air. So also again, thoughts and words, you know, and the Uranus aspect being eccentric, being unconventional, you know what I'm saying, like, and the unpredictableness of, like just trusting the universe, and not trying to control everything, like taking out that control factor, because you're gonna be very upset every time you try to control something, and the universe gonna, show you otherwise. And again, the Aries is also like about me first, you know what I'm saying, in a healthy manner, like, like having selfishness about like what you truly want, what you truly, we use words like want and desire for lack of a better words, but what it is that you wish to align with in this lifetime, you know what I'm saying, not what somebody else suggested on a YouTube video, or what so and so said in a book, or what's the popular thing to do, you know, by uh by the status quo of the spiritual community, or the whatever. It's like, nah, like what truly feeling, you know what I'm saying. And again, the Aries energy also tapped into, the head aspect. So I would say that's a second in that aspect of tapping into the thoughts, like as far as like Uranus, again, like with the air aspect, and air, words and thoughts, and Aries, the head, you know what I'm saying, like the thought aspect, thinking of self. And also with the red, also that Mars energy, like stepping into action, like taking certain actions. Because yeah, there is a destiny aligned for us, but you still got to take action. I could, like, say for instance, like, I know I want to do videos, you know what I'm saying, and create content, but if I just sit here and be like, oh yeah, the universe is gonna work it out for me. I am the universe, you know what I'm saying, within the human experience, you know what I'm saying, acting out my little part in, my little part of the whole aspect, within the oneness. I'm acting out a part within this physical reality, and if I don't act it out, it's not gonna get done, because nobody else is gonna do it for me, you know what I'm saying, like, so. There's also that aspect as well, you know. And then the Venus aspect right now, and just tapping into love, you know, the love aspect, the compassion, you know, being into, like, artistic type of vibes, dealing with the heart chakra, and maybe, speaking to relationships in essence too. And I mean, for whatever it's worth, you know, Christmas does deal with the Kundalini energy as well, because Santa Claus coming up and down the chimney, you know what I'm saying? The chimney represents the spine, you know, the and also like the pine tree is used not only because it has pine cones on it, like the pineal gland, but you also put lights on the Christmas tree, like you have lights, chakra lights, you know, up your spinal cord. Your spinal cord could be represented as like a, like a tree, you know what I'm saying, in that sense of it, and then the soot at the bottom of the chimney, that fire at the bottom of the chimney is that Kundalini and the root chakra, you know what I'm saying, the Santa Claus wearing red, and there's multiple different, again, like, analogies for certain energies that's embodied in that one little story, from, again, say, Saturn claw, Saturn energy. You know what I'm saying? Also connecting to Kundalini energy. Going up and down the spine. It's multiple aspects. The death and rebirth aspect. Because Saturn, in essence, all the Satan is also like like the Christ energy and the Lucifer energy is basically like one and the same. You know, so again, tapping into that energy. you know, and also seeing this as the marriage. Again, everything starts within us. So that divine marriage of the divine masculine and divine feminine within ourselves. The Ida and Pingala. Within the body. You know what I'm saying? Like, and letting our spirit, fly. That Leo energy connected with the sun got the wings too. Know, but that's all. The energies of right now. I'm gonna pull from the Orisha deck. Because again, the subconscious speaks in symbols. That's one of the main reasons why I got my tarot cards in general, was just to connect, with just seeing the visual. They connect with certain Hebrew letters, and certain Hebrew letters and certain pathways within the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. So even though my conscious mind not catching, all the connections, what I'm saying, of like dealing with these images, my subconscious, excuse me, my subconscious mind is. So that's the thing. So now we're gonna tap into this Orisha deck right quick, in which I got a pull that I did for these two. I might end up reading those aspects as well, because yeah, the book definitely explains certain things like in such a manner that's just very on point. So on point. But, let's see what the Orisha deck's saying. And again, I'm gonna read off of my, just reading the symbols. But I'm definitely gonna read out the letters after I pull. And that amount of cards I did earlier was just off of what popped out. I was just gonna do 3 cards. It's kind of like my normal go-to, just on a simple read. But that other card popped out too. Matter of fact, all right. What is the Orisha deck? I already know what it is. I want to speak to the energies for today, for the collective. What are the energies for today? For the, oh shoot. I wonder if that's the whole read. Matter of fact, I'm going to just do one more card. What are the energies for the day, for the collective? Alright. Somewhere got the Venus energy popped up again. With the mama and son, aspect. Well, this is the Empress card, and the Empress kind of speaks to the Venus energy, that love energy. Them wearing white, connecting with the knowledge and wisdom aspect. You know, you could say that mother energy, but the mother energy more so from, again, like from a Venus aspect. So like the mother son connection as well. The mother being, I guess you could say, like the moon energy, and the sun being like the actual sun. You know what I'm saying? And that could have a representation of connecting with the eclipse within itself. Like that mother son energy, and that sense of it. The orange connecting with the emotions, the brown, the earth. So kind of like a sacral root chakra connection. you know so like a grounded courageousness and aspect of connecting with our emotions and our sexual energies, from a loving place, because the mother, represents like say for instance, like loving the son, like being in connection with her son. The son represents like the actions, active stuff, like outward stuff, and this is more so the inward stuff, and both of them, you know, being in a symbiotic relationship, and then again the higher aspect of the Empress card also being in connection with Venus energy, again, and dealing with that heart energy, you know, Three of Cups, you know. Whoa, what's up, Sue? What's up, Auntie? They in They they might be back here, I think. Good, they in a good spot, Carl. Yep. Oh, it's going good. How about yours? Good. Good. I'm in here doing this little reading. So you got all right. Three of Cups. Three of Cups. I mean, the cup energy in general. That's dealing with the waters. So that's dealing with Hold up. Hey. Yep. You're not coming this way. Uh, the cup energy is gonna be dealing with again the intuitive waters, the emotions in general, but also she got this yellow on, so it's also connection with like the Oshun energy and that solar plexus energy, and manifestation through connection with your emotions, through connection with your intuition, and, that water aspect. So like having a certain level of manifestation and confidence and a certain level of willpower due to what I'm saying, that connection with emotions, and that also with the woman and the man right here, representing the masculine and feminine. Again, almost like the I mean, I think was that if that wasn't three of hold on, if that wasn't the same exact pull. No, this one three of cups, this one two. But you know what I'm saying, like the coming together, the masculine and feminine energies, and them having that meal, that dinner. Oshun got something cooked up. And then the Two of Cups came up. I think about, again, the red and white, the aspect of Shango. Look like she got some blood in the cup. You know what I'm saying? So it might be some intuitive energies. Matter of fact, we talking about blood, I'm saying, talking about like our family, our earth family, in the sense of ancestral connections, so maybe intuitively tapping into the ancestral connections, because again, the waters represent, cups represent the waters, and the waters is the intuition, the subconscious, that inner realm, because the moon moves those waters, and if we're walking water bags, basically, that's moving our inner energy. But like having like a fiery, I guess, like a active expression of our ancestral energies, you know what I'm saying, like no longer sitting back and just like actually allowing for those energies to play out, you know what I'm saying? And I say play out, but you know what I'm saying, like actively expressing, your blood energy, you know what I'm saying, of like your ancestral DNA, you know what I'm saying? Because I think about blood be a representation of your DNA, because bone marrow, basically, the bone marrow has a lot of blood in it, and that's also connected with the DNA. So, and again, the blood, our earth plane family, our family from the earth, because yeah, we got soul family where we may not be related to them on a bodysuit level, and then we got bodysuit family or ancestral family, you know what I'm saying, which even though it's from an earthly aspect, it still is an energetic representation of speaking to a bigger picture too, even though it may not be considered like how some people say like soul family, like somebody you meet or know that's outside your physical family, but like just having that divination, and also like like working with the ancestors, making things happen, and connecting with that energy right now. That's what that I feel like this card speaks to. And then the King of Wands, I would feel like that's another one. The wands being again, the wands being that aspect of connecting with spirit, connecting with that fiery, you know what I'm saying? Like sporadic, spontaneous, because the fire could whoosh in 1 second, you know. And the King of Wands, I would say the king would be masterful, directing directing that spirit, again with that masculine energy, almost somewhat like the Emperor card, pulled in this deck, different cards and in the essence of it, but but like the King of Wands again, like being masterful from a masculine aspect of taking certain actions with spirit, you know, and again with the other deck though, was speaking to the aspect of like the aspect of what I about to say. Oh yeah, also like with the spirit, like being connected with the Saturn energy and being disciplined, but in a certain way, form, or fashion, the masculine energy or the king energy, you know, could represent like in essence that same discipline, as well. And they got the chorus shells in the back, tapping in, still tapping into that feminine energy, you know, that 0 point, that void spot. Then I guess I feel like an ancestral vibe, like this supposed to be like, like family or something like that, drawn in the background, and then the birds, you know, representing being masterful with the air, so the words and the thoughts, in connection with the words and the thoughts in connection with spirit, you know what I'm saying, and making sure, the words and the thoughts is lined up with spirit because the birds are connected with the air aspect. But then again, when white represents that connection with, that knowledge and wisdom, that Obatala energy, as well. So I'm gonna see what the book got to say on them. So the Empress. Let's see. Symbolism: a caring godparent stands with her godchild who is waiting to receive a ceremony. A hen sits on an egg in the background, symbolizing the potential and hope for the future and the effort required to make it happen. You know. So yeah, it's talking about start by determining the person is the one trained, but I did read the orange aspect, but I didn't necessarily look at it, which just wasn't, doing this was, in order to, fix the situation. So fertility and childbirth, because again, the orange, the sacral chakra, sexual energy, fertility, you know, and also creativity. And then a loving friendship or mentor appearing to help you grow. An elder who needs caring for. And then the solutions with this card is honor your agreements. Do not ask what you already know. Uh, this is dealing with the Orisha energy, so I'm not gonna necessarily say it in the way they saying it, but I just say connect connect with the Oshun and Yemaya energy. So it may be speaking to connecting with the Oshun energy or connecting with the Yemaya energy. Yemaya energy connected to the seven seas or the seven chakras. And she's also almost like the, again, like the primordial mother aspect of like the serpent aspect as well. You know, the seven seas and that serpent energy of the Kundalini, rising through those seven seas, Rusty, chill out. But and it's also saying like feed your head, but basically like connect with like the main energy that you feel that you're connected with. You know what I'm saying? Like tap into it. You know, like for me, let's just say like I'm strongly connected with the Legba energy. You know what I'm saying? Ganesha, Legba, uh, Elegua energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like tapping into it because again, these are energies inside of us that we tap into it, but we got to tap into it with focus and intention, and not all loosely, you know what I'm saying? Got to be aware of like, what energies we're working with. And again, more so an inner activation and not like worshiping something outside of you, you know. And that card also speaks to get help from professionals if you need it. So. Three of Cups. Let's see. Let's see. Three of Cups. This the divine aspect of it is good news from family and friends. All right. Big things accomplished. Invitation to parties and events. Or need to gather people together. You know, so again, I spoke on that again, like that's part of my video, like connecting with family and stuff like that. So that's speaking to the now moment, again, that Cancer energy, dealing with the family energy. There they go. And solutions. Matter of fact, I caught in that moment. Let a dog be a, because I do be catching myself with that. Like, bro, a dog gonna be a dog. I know. It's all within. You know what I'm saying? It's in. If it's externally around me, it's for a reason. I'm picking up on that. Like, let that dog bark if he gonna bark. And then, so solutions with that card. Invite people for dinner in honor of the spirits you work with. Pay attention to status and formal settings. Pay attention to status and formal settings. Be humble. Respect your elders and respect tradition.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, you good? You good?
Oh, sorry.
Come on through you. Yeah.
Have you seen dad glasses?
Yeah, right here.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
Sorry if I messed with you.
Nah, man, you good? You good? You see. So be humble, respect your elders, and respect tradition. You know. So that was the three. Yeah, you see me, I'm blending in with all of it, man. It's all, So the Two of Cups. All right. So it's gifts from a loving person or spirit, a lasting loving relationship, asking for what you need, the rewards for past good deeds. So again, these are things that are relevant in the moment. Dealing with that card. And then the solutions say make time to speak to the spirits often. So again, like I said that doing the ancestral work. Again, that's why I just like this book is, I like the way they illustrate and explain the energies with the cards. But So make time to speak to the spirits often. Make things the traditional way, and ask spirits what they want. Ask spirit, not spirits. Ask spirit. Ask. Go within. Tap in the spirit, and see what it is that we should be aligning with. And then King of Wands. Let's see, King of Wands. So this guy right here. A growth in knowledge and status. A profound person with much insight. A person seeking power. Again, the power of wielding that spirit energy. And then the solutions: check your ego. The unhealthy humanity ego, the ego of humanity. Uh, Connect with the energies, or it say offerings. So when we say make offerings, if you connect with your inner spirits in this manner, it supplies. If not, again, it's not you. But even with it, it's still like Shango and Obatala is a representation of an energy. So even if you don't deal with Orishas or Yoruba, you still deal with yourself, and yourself has those archetypes in it, whether you acknowledge them in a sense of an archetypical type of way or not. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but again, that card speaks to connecting with the Shango energy and Obatala energy. Because again, he wearing white. That's the Obatala energy. I brought up that in the red and white. Again, spirit. Red and white. The Shango energy. Like that lightning strike, that fire. And it's also dealing with wands. And then and then it said divine often. So basically, like what I'm doing now, like connecting with the divine, like like doing divination for yourself often, like always, like tapping in and being aware of what energies to connect with and stuff. So basically, yeah, I'm definitely loving this little Risha deck. I'm glad I got this one. It's almost like my little Christmas gift to myself, I guess. But
Get back. Get back. All y'all want to do is get on the people. You're not recording, huh?
yeah, I am. It don't matter though. That's a part of my recording, is to not be fake about things. That's my sister, y'all.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, in fact, but that just came up in the read, talking about connecting with family, the moon energy, the Cancer energy, home, mother energy, family energy. That's all interconnected. So, yep. See, y'all see what it is. Cause again, that's another thing too. The moon, the solar eclipse, the moon in front of the sun. So like, the true. What's really, what I'm saying? Like, cause some people may paint this facade of like, hey, this is what spirituality should look like or be or whatever. And it's really, like carrying themselves one way on camera and then a different way outside the camera. Like shit, this is playing out in my realm of reality. Why not? But what's up, Mr. Brian Moore? Peace and blessings, yo. Straight Panther was up. Yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, but is my audio, has my audio been buffering, or it's just been the visual? Cause I know the visual is buffering, but was my audio buffering? Oh yeah, matter of fact, and don't forget y'all to shout out Mother Nature. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Matter of fact, I gotta start creating. Well, I gotta go start building more of a like having my lives and doing podcasts and stuff, but having little moderators so some of y'all had a power to make sure we uh, everything be aligned. If some trolls happen to exist or pop up, you know, make sure they taken care of and all that good stuff. But yeah, and then ultimately again, just that, grounded energy. Being grounded is dealing with the root chakra. Root chakra is connected, because even though like with the Cancer energy being connected to the moon, and that would be in essence connected to the sacral chakra, and in essence the Cancer energy being connected to somewhat more of the heart energy of being, more heartfelt, and like again, even though it has that connection, it also has that connection of family and your roots. You know what I'm saying? Like your roots, and hence most of those cards I pulled with the Orisha deck was speaking about like tapping into tradition, tapping into working with, the spirit, with ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Like connecting with that energy and having awareness when you're doing any and all of this work, like making sure that you're not externalizing these energies or, allowing for yourself to be, where you're like, not say being overrun by these energies, but yeah, like where you allowing for another energy to tap into your lifetime in this incarnation. Like I spoke on it before, like matter of fact, with situations where past incarnation could try to disrupt what you got going on right now, you know what I'm saying, due to it not being healed. If a like if you had an incarnation as a mad scientist that felt like his cure for whatever, his potion, his magic potion, like he still or he or she still like dealing with, I should have created that magic potion, this and that, and haven't healed that energy, then that energy gonna be coming out still trying to create that whatever it was from that past life, when in this lifetime you doing different, you know what I'm saying? But which if that energy is not healed and coming up like that, that is a part of this lifetime, is for you to address that energy. That's why it's coming up, so it's also that aspect too. But again, like being grounded, you know what I'm saying, being rooted, you know like your seed was planted in a certain area for a reason, you know what I'm saying. If your seed was planted in a certain area because you chose to plant your seed there first and foremost, and again, you can't change your roots. Your roots is your roots. Where your seed was planted is where your seeds was planted. Mine was planted in Opelousas, Louisiana. That's my roots. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's not like, of course, yes, I'm a soul on a human experience, and this is a human experience. Yes, that is, again, like that's true as well. You know what I'm saying? Like from the crown to the root chakra. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about the roots, but it is also about the roots. But yeah, also the tree grows, outside of just being in the ground as well, and being where it comes from in that sense. But again, it's all back to balance, balancing all aspects out. But that's basically it, man. Now I gotta drink a beer and smoke my last little cigarette. It's American Spirit cigarette. No additives. Yeah, matter of fact, I've been making sure I kind of like connect and tap in on a divine level, but again, like realizing like who said a cigarette is good or bad, right or wrong, in that sense of, and I ain't telling everybody, hey, go smoke a cigarette for the new moon or whatever, you know what what I'm saying? Like I know what's going on right now, what I'm tapping into, and I know what's not continuing as I go on. Cause another thing too is like if you've been being extremely tight ass about your spiritual walk, and only doing it again like from the skillet to the frying pan, where your spiritual walk been still mimicking like Christianity or a certain religion, where you like on that, oh, in order to go to heaven I can't do this in order to go to heaven. Like still with that go to heaven aspect instead of like, no, I'm a soul on a human experience and I'm, you know, working out, whatever past life karma I had and then, in aligning with my soul purpose, whatever that may be, you know what I'm saying? And my soul purpose is to tap in to this subconscious realm, quote unquote. Like that's the true aspect of being a magician or dealing with magic. I mean, everything is magic in general, but that aspect of like, really tapping into the subconscious and seeing that, your reality is based off of what your subconscious beliefs are. If you subconsciously believe that, a sugar pill could heal cancer, that sugar pill gonna heal your cancer, and that's a fact, but again, like tapping into the different elements, and you know, being the food, you know, like the food card, like Forrest Gump magic. That's what it is. Matter of fact, let me see if I could type in here. Yeah, matter of fact, as I say that too, like again, I get what you're saying, Juggernaut power. Like we not attaching to nothing in this realm in reality, but I also know too that I am finalizing like some purging energies, still some energies coming up and out. That's why it's your Juggernaut power compare, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like we got different of karma. We understand because yeah, I'm like that too. Again, like I spoke of earlier, we 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 dealing with what I was bringing up with the different aspects of uniqueness. I was speaking on uniqueness. Oh, it's something I was gonna speak on, but I guess it wasn't as relevant as I might have thought it was gonna be. But it wasn't about. No telling what it was. But just back to that aspect. Everybody got their own unique energies they working out. Yeah, it's a collective aspect of what's going on here. But again, because you can still do things without being attached to it. Like just because you do something don't mean you're automatically attached to it. Being in this world and not of it. You know what I'm saying? Like because I'm making videos on my phone and because you are watching me do videos on your phone or whatever electronics you're watching this on doesn't mean you're attached to your phone, you know what I'm saying, or attached to to me in that sense of it, you know what I'm saying? No, you're watching a universal frequencies video on your phone, whatever, whatever. You just being in this world but not of it. You know that using these phones or doing whatever is not the end all be all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know like working with crystals, they help, they medicinal, but they not the end all be all, you know what I'm saying? Like by doing certain things, it's like whenever it becomes like a habit where it's something that you just can't go without. Ooh, I'm catching the shakes because I'm not able to use this or deal with this, and you know what I'm saying, or I can't just say, oh, I quit this, like boom, just dry. Then yeah, you may have some type of attachment or some type of addiction right there. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, again, just because you drive a car, like that's almost like saying because we all here in this bodysuit, we attached to this realm. I mean, technically, in some way, form, or fashion, we incarnated here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But that's like saying, oh, just because I got a bodysuit, I'm attached to this realm, or just because I choose to have a nice car instead of a fucked up car. Because you could even say that, like having a healthy bodysuit. Like, oh, I want to eat healthy and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Does that make you attached to your realm because you want to be healthy in the illusion? No. You know what I'm saying? So, just again, like, just getting the deeper aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you, we know when we're attached to something because we just like we kind of be, you know, having a calling or a hankering for it. And that's another thing too. Yeah, it's all certain little things we deal with. You know what I'm saying? Certain little quote unquote vices. But yeah, that's like saying, yeah, like you attached to your bodysuit because you exercise. Like, no, you just want a healthy bodysuit. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you're attached to this place just because you want to make sure your bodysuit is healthy, or just like it don't mean you're attached to something just because that would almost speak to detachment. Well, like again, and you see that the only truth is your inner truth at the end of the day too. With that, I'm glad this came up like this. You know what I'm saying? Because some people would see smoking a Joe and not giving a fuck as detachment, like in the sense of like I'm not trying to hold on to this bodysuit for long. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to transition to out of this place. You know what I'm saying? Like, because as long as you don't treat your life like, oh, it was fucked up, and you're not smoking off of like, oh, I don't know how to deal with life. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is you do, as long as you aware of like what's you know what I'm saying. But a person could make an argument for attachment in any type of way. Like, oh, you read books, you must be attached to books. No, just reading the book. You do videos, you must be attached to doing videos. I like doing videos. That's a part of my purpose. You know, you do tarot reads, you must be attached to them. No. Again, but if I can't leave the house without like, well, let me see what the tarot cards say for today. Like, I can't make a move without. Oh shit, bro. Like, damn, bro. I fucking left my tarot cards in my fucking house, man. What the fuck I'm gonna do? Like, oh man, where the fuck my lapis at, bro? That's like, like more so that attachment. And again, that it all goes back to, perspective, you know, and how how we all again like your unique experience. What's your growth? What's your unique experience? But that was so on point for you to bring that up. I'm glad you said that because that brought up what needed to brought up. Yeah, that at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. And you brought that up in that manner so it could trigger me expressing that how I expressed it. If you don't need it, why do it? I mean, like technically, you don't need food, but you still eat. So again, would it be like a attachment? Again, this is a human experience that we are learning not to let rule us, but we still are here. You know, again being in this realm but not of it. But I definitely get it though, because it's a habit, regardless. So that's basically it. The food card, Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? And again, tapping into our own inner. So that was perfect. That we could end on that note. Cause I definitely realized like you could feel where like it's all aligned for what you're aligned with. You know what I'm saying? Like what's your alignment? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Cause you could know that this is all just a human experience and do certain things and still not be attached to them. Even if you're quote unquote doing it. You know, and that's all right for us to somewhere. Cause again, these words is nothing but like babble anyway, you know what I'm saying? So we all saying different things to basically say the same thing, you know, with a lot of words anyway. And it's all right for us to not, again, all exactly, you know, agree. Like, yes, my brother, I agree with everything you say. Yes, my sister, everything you say is exactly right. Yes, everything. Because even with being one, you know what I'm saying, we still are unique expressions of that oneness, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the parody of it, it's like being a unique expression and still realizing like everything is one and they're connected and there's no separation between me and any of y'all in the chat room, my sister, none like there's no separation. I know, we all one, and at the same time, unique expressions within, this whole body is all one, and yet they got like a liver, a heart, you know, lungs, esophagus, you got bones, you got all these different parts within this whole, you know what I'm saying, that make the whole run, you know, and operate, in harmony. Bone thugs in harmony. Hey, the bones operate now. But yes, yes, y'all. Ah, been a while since I felt like that. Like as far as like expressing something, really feeling the download of it as I'm talking about it. But yeah, so that's it. Uh, Remember, in fact, happy winter solstice. Focus on what you want to grow in your reality. You know what I'm saying? Also, realizing the balance of things. Positive, negative. No good or bad, no right or wrong to either one of them. They both symbiotically exist. And it's all two sides to one coin. Whether it's heads or tail, it's all a quarter, or a dime, or a penny, or whatever. But it's all interconnected, and that's again just that aspect, like realizing the oneness and and your unique expression within that oneness. You know, like, but again, like tapping into the interconnected aspect and realize that it is no separation between, you know, like even with the they, like, oh, they spray chemtrails and they do this, they do that. They is you. You created all these aspects of they, in order for this experience, you know. So they is really you. Like, and they would have to, they are the devil, you know, like how some, like with the Christianity, the devil, or they would have to be way more powerful than all that is for they to be able to be so powerful and like, oh man, they do this with the weather, they do that, da, da. If they are allowed to do whatever it is, then it must be, you know, the all or the oneness that is making it happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, either that or basically by saying they got this so much that they have control over the all that is. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, more stronger than you know the source energy of the universe. You know, so but any and all donations greatly appreciated. Donation links underneath all the videos. It'll be underneath this video as well. Uh, hit the, you know, if you're vibing with the videos, you know, hit the like button and also hit the notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. And when I post new videos and when I do live videos and stuff like that, you'll be notified. Uh, Again, happy winter solstice, tapping into those affirmations, tapping into those visualizations. Now heals our past and now creates our future. You know, so bam, that's what it is. You know, and bro, let's enjoy this, man. Like this is the exciting part of the movie right here. This is where the movie gets very exciting. So you know, yeah. Because even with the AI, and that's another thing, like artificial intelligence and all that, that's all a part of the divine too. This fucking computer, you know, like this phone, you know what I'm saying? Like electronics, artificial intelligence. Like I say, like whether you fucking transition due to, you know, your kinfolk shooting you or stabbing you, or some type of food or unhealthiness doing it, or time itself, or a robot, or you know your cell phone or whatever. It's all a part of the, you know, the divine expression of the whole. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what it may be, even artificial intelligence. You know, think about playing San Andreas. You know, CJ got his brother and he got his homies from down the street. But like, what if a robot came and killed CJ in the game? It's still all in the game, regardless if the ballers. That's the other little game was called the purple game. Like regardless if it was the ballers shooting at him, or if a robot destroyed him, you know, he's still in the world of San Andreas. You know, he's still in the simulation of the game. You know, so but yeah. Peace, y'all. Happy now. Now is the vibe rate. The rate at which we're vibing. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now.